Hey, what's up, bootstrappers? This is Ryan Nickel coming at you, and I wanted to share a story with you. And I also want to share with you about life's biggest lie. I'm here waiting for my mailbox place to open up so I can get my mail and also ship off a package for the holidays. But anyway, while I'm here, I was thinking about this. So, growing up, I come from a very religious home. My mom and dad both are Christians, and I'm a Christian myself with my kids as well. And let me move this over just a little bit. Looks like it's wants to hang on here. There we go. Okay, now it's like me all whoop, 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 have me distracted. So growing up, we would have family prayer, and then we would also have individual prayers, and then my parents would come in and they would say prayers with us. And when I was little, they were teaching us how to pray. And one of the things that my father in particular, so my dad, just a little bit of background, is he was a prison guard growing up. That was not his intent. He went to college and he wanted to be a counselor. Originally he went for accounting, and then halfway through he switched and became a family therapist and got into that kind of stuff. Anyway, but he never finished. He never got his degree. And so in his mind, that was a big thing. That was a real big thing for him, is that he wanted his kids to go on and go to college and finish that stuff. And so, I'm a college graduate. My brother's a college graduate. And, actually, I don't think he graduated college. He graduated from dental school, but he didn't graduate from college. So, imagine that. He's a doctorate of dental. He has a doctorate in dental hygiene, or not dental hygiene. He's actually a dentist. But he never graduated. He did his prereqs and then transferred to the school, and then that was it. But anyway, I digress. So when we were praying, as kids, my dad would say this thing. He would say this, and it was just one of these things that he just, repeated and repeated and repeated. And then it got driven into my brain, to the fact that I was doing it with my kids, and I had to stop and think about it for a second. I'm like, holy crap, this is not what it should be. And let me tell you what it was. And God bless my father for having the foresight to at least think about his kids and his kids' futures. But this is what he would have us pray for. Every night we pray for three things, and the three things were: one, that we could go to school, go to college, basically, that we would go to college, get a good job. So basically it's, it was, bless me to go to college, bless me to get a good job when I grow up, and to marry a nice person, or a suitable mate for us. And so that was it. And so, all through my youth, growing up, my adolescence, all of that, those were the things that I'd pray for. I'd pray that I'd go to college. I'd pray that I'd get a good job, and I'd pray that I'd get married, and, life would be great. Those are the three secrets, right? Those are the three keys. If you get those three things, man, life is golden for you, So, my dad didn't go to college. My dad, in his opinion, did not get a good job being a prison guard. But he did win, with my mom. He definitely, married up in that position. My mom is a saint of a woman, and is a very special, kind person in my life and in my siblings' lives. Not that my dad's not. My dad and I are very close, but I go back with my kids now, and I'm, we're saying their family prayers, and we're praying and stuff like that. And if you're wondering, what does this have to do with business? What does this have to do with real estate? You're gonna see. I'm with my kids now, and I'm praying with them. I'm like, okay, let's go ahead. It's your turn to say your prayers, and just make sure you ask God that He blesses you to go to school or go to college, get a good job when you grow up, and to get married, to marry a suitable partner. And with those with those things, I have a kid or two that are very enterprising, that are very entrepreneurial minded. Whether that's because their dad's an entrepreneur, or they just came that way, I don't know. But I started thinking about it. I'm like, these kids don't want jobs. They don't want jobs at all. They want to be their own individual person. And when my son was younger, he's 9 now. I think when he was 3, he wanted to be a UPS driver, which is totally fine. And then after that, he wanted to be a real estate investor like his dad. And when someone asked him why, he's like, because I want lots of money. So he's past that. The money hasn't changed, but being a real estate investor still is in his mindset. But now he wants to be in the military, of all things, which is totally fine. He absolutely loves World War II and is fascinated with that stuff. But here's the thing, though. Here's the biggest lie that's out there. And this is the biggest lie and con put upon all of the American people, if not the entire world. It's this: go to school, do good, get a job, and retire happy. You know, you can just break it down into three. Go to college, get a job, retire happy. If you buy into that lie, you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed. And this is why this is a lie. If this were true, that all you had to do was go to school, graduate, get a job, remain at that job until you can retire, then the retirees in this country would be amongst the richest people in our nation. Just look around you. That's not the case. How many retirees do you see coming out of quote unquote retirement to pick up a second or a third job? You know, the joke is that they're working at Walmart. They're Walmart greeters. You know, yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke, but is there some truth in that? So this is the biggest lie perpetuated upon the American people, is that all you have to do is go to school, get a job, and then retire happy, and you're going to be wealthy, and everything else is going to be there. That is complete, utter crap. That is not the truth. If you want to retire happy, you cannot put that on your employer. How many employers are going to go bankrupt in this thing? You know, my father is retired now. He has a pension. I was like, Dad, do you think your state's going to be able to support your pension? You may be in retirement with a bankrupted state that has bankrupted your pensions. What are you going to do then? Oh, son, that will never happen. This is a, you know, I'm just kidding. My dad's not that naive. Those are hard conversations I have with him, though. He's like, I'll just come work for you. If only it were so easy. But look at this. You know what? It's not if, it's when will these companies go bankrupt? Today of all days, Southwest announced that they're going to be furloughing. They won't say they're laying people off, because in all of Southwest history, they have never let anybody go. You know, mass firings or anything like that, mass layoffs. So they're going to furlough 6,800 people. Man, America is bleeding. These mandated lockdowns, these shutdowns, that's not America. If you're a business owner like I am, stand up for your rights. Stand up and keep your doors open. Let people in. I mean, I don't have a business that's a storefront anyway. I mean, my business is I flip houses. And so my business has been open no matter what. But if I had a storefront, oh, you bet I would not be mandating masks. I love, there's a store here in town that I frequent, and they have a sign up that says, you're required to wear a mask, but if you don't, then we assume that you have a medical condition and we will not ask to violate your rights. I'm like, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. I love that, because they're allowing people to come in and make their own decisions. If you want to wear a mask, great, go ahead and do it. But we're not going to say that you have to in order to come in. Because, you know, if you're a business owner and people are coming in like, don't come in here, put on your mask, put on your mask. You know, it's like all of a sudden you just alienated your entire population, your business, your customers. I'm like, oh, screw that guy. I'm not going to go over there. He's crazy, you know. He's yelling at me for not having a mask on. And this is not a conversation about having a mask, not having a mask. This is about your rights and what will eventually, your freedom to your freedom that leads to financial freedom. And so it comes back down to, again, the biggest lie is that all you have to do is go to school, get a good job, and then you'll retire happy. And that is the biggest bunch of crap that we have swallowed since we were young. And I was a part of that. I raised my hand. That's right. My father, God bless him, had all the best of intentions in his world for me and my other, you know, siblings to participate and be wealthy and be happy. And the path that he saw, the path at that time was, man, if all my kids could ever do is get a good education, they'll get a good job. And that's all I ever want for my kids, is to have a good job so they can provide for the needs of their family. Well, come 2008, come what's happening right now, come whatever may happen in the future, you cannot put your financial future and responsibility in the hands of somebody else. And if you're an employee, that's exactly what you're doing. You may think you have security in having a job. Well, that job may not be there. That company could be bought out and you could be fired. They could be, something could devastate that company where, like, I don't know, statewide mandated lockdowns, and that company is now shut. Well, you can't work. What are you going to do? Your best bet to become financially free is to do it yourself. Now, I know, like, well, I don't have the skill set to do that. I don't know how to do that. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people don't, but they figure it out. And that's the beautiful thing about real estate is kind of like the last frontier. It's the one last vehicle that can make, individuals that don't have the strongest skill set, the strongest intellect, millionaires and multimillionaires. If you can buy a house creatively, then you're on your path to becoming a millionaire. I can tell you that right now. But what if you don't know how? Well, that's okay. If you're watching this channel, this YouTube channel, I got a whole playlist for you. It's a 3-day boot camp. I go through everything. I'm not charging anybody for it. It's right there. The people that came to this, I charged them $5,000 to come to learn this stuff. And that information is right there. Because again, we're trading ideas for dollars here, ideas for equity, and that's how you do it. It's completely free. It's my gift to you. It's my gift to humanity. I want to help as many people as I can become financially free, and the information is all right there. It's exactly how I did it. I was broke. Many of you are new to this channel. I was completely broke. I was, check me out. I got a high-paying job. I went to college. I got my degree, got a high-paying job working for this startup, and the startup realized, we don't need Ryan anymore. He's done his job. He brought us from 0 to 100 to 0 to 1 million in the time frame that we wanted him to. We can go ahead and move that position on now. And truth told, I had actually reached my limit. I'm really good. I'm scrappy. That's why we have Bootstrap. REI. I had taken us from a startup, or from actually before startup, like preconceived startup, to like just incubation idea phase to where we were at. And that was my skill set. At that particular point, I had leveled out. I had topped I had topped out as far as my skill set was. I was not able at that particular time mentally to transition that company to where they needed to go for growth. That's just, I wasn't there. And so, rightfully so, they terminated me. I got let go. And that was the best and worst time of my life, because I was, at that point, I was forced to go on to unemployment. And I then had an opportunity to leave my family for a time, to separate from my wife and children, to go across the country and to sleep on the floor in the back office of a gentleman's establishment. So in essence, I was homeless, and I had to learn how to do this real estate game. And I was able to do it in a few short weeks. And I got my first check for $15,000, and I'm like, holy crap, right home to my wife, we're doing this. So I'm saying, like, I had the odds were stacked against me. Homeless, on food stamps, separated from my support network. All this stuff was going on, and yet I still made it happen. But the reason why was not because I'm a smart guy. It was because I had a mentor who told me exactly what to do. Ryan, do this, and do that, and you'll get what you're looking for. Success leaves clues. There's a science behind being wealthy. If you haven't read the book by Wallace Whittles, it's a phenomenal book. The the science behind wealth, I think is what it's called, or the science to create wealth. I'm butchering it. I'm sure I am. But this is how you get out from that lie. The lie that tells us that all you have to do is go to school, get a job, and you're going to be rich, and you're going to retire, and you're going to be healthy, and you're going to be fine. That is not the truth. The truth is within yourself, to go out and to do this yourself. I did it through real estate. You can do it through whatever vehicle you want to. My suggestion would be, though, is real estate's easiest and the fastest way to get there, because you can leverage hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to leverage against, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, you can actually, take over properties with no money at it. You don't do anything. They just give you the deed. That is actually possible. And I have done that multiple times, and then turned around and sold it to somebody else and made a huge, huge, huge profit on it. But the whole idea is because I know exactly how to help people that are in problems. And you got to find those problems, and you got to be able to give the solution that is going to alleviate their pain and their problem. And once you do that, you can do that over and over and over and over again, because all it takes is just that one deal, that one taste of financial freedom that is just there, and it's all around you. And let no one tell you, like, oh my gosh, the world's coming to an end. People are going to die from this COVID vaccine. People are, world's going to be shut down. Real estate's going to collapse. Well, guess what? Let them buy into that, because you're going to be able to pick up a lot of property if that happens. And even if it does happen, even better, because you could get them even at a steeper discount. So get out there. It's a Friday. Make the best of it. And just remember, you are one deal away from changing your entire financial future. All right. Talk to y'all later.